Original stock. It was missing a side skirt. It had a couple defects, but I mean, I didn't care. It was my first car. I had a vision for it, and I was like, you know what, just take my money. I bought it. I took it home that day. I was so hyped. That was the day I made an Instagram as well, and back in 2012. And then I would spend all my checks. I used to get like $200 a week at the 99-cent store because I was working back then minimum wage was like $8, $9, and I started like saving all my money and then started buying parts, and I would resort back to like eBay, get the little strut bars, and eventually as time progressed, I started adding better modifications, stuff like that, changing things out, and it's been a great journey. I wish.
Thank you so much for this experience, dude. That's so freaking fast.
Dude, I love this car.
Alright everyone, welcome back to Automotive Anatomy as Miguel is drinking his water. Today we have Miguel. Miguel, thank you so much for making the time for us, man.
Thank you, man.
So tell us, what do you drive?
I drive a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GS with an Evo 8 engine swap.
Nice. Before we get into this gorgeous build, tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and what can we expect, man. What's the name of it and what is some of the stuff that you provide? Okay,
so I have my YouTube channel under Miguel DSM. I actually started around 2 years ago just to pretty much document my builds. I've always loved building cars, ever since I got my first car, which is this one, back in high school. And I just wanted to share what I do with my car for everyone on the internet, basically. I started off with Instagram back in 2012 when I barely got this car, and I just love doing it. And then ever since I started doing YouTube, I don't know, I really like doing it, and I don't see myself not doing it anymore. So I've been posting videos, and I pretty much just document about me building the cars, taking them to shows, events, hopefully to the track in the future, whatever happens, so it's a fun journey, and yeah.
All right, back to the build, man. So walk us back to how did you come about owning this car? You mentioned it's your first car since high school.
It was my first car. So my dad used to have a Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, same color, back when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade in elementary school. He promised to give it to me as soon as I turned 6 and a half. I'll get my permit to get to high school, and I was hyped. I would always play Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Carbon, Fast and the Furious. Everyone loves that stuff. So it's I used to play it. This car would always be my favorite in that game because I knew it was gonna be my first car. And eventually one day, I remember my dad came home with a 2004 Toyota Corolla S, and he told me he traded in the Eclipse.
Damn, Dad.
Because he's a family man. It's understandable. He needed a bigger car, and this is it's a very small car. He got rid of it, traded in for a Corolla, and he pretty much apologized, and I was devastated. I remember I think I cried that day, and I made it a goal for myself to pretty much have one as my very first car. So fast forward to 17 and a half in high school. I was a junior, senior. I used to work at the 99-cent store back in Chino Hills as a cashier. That was my first job ever.
Cool.
And I saved all my money, dude, to save pretty much to buy this car. I bought it out from this older guy in Redlands, California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was all original stock. It was missing a side skirt. It had a couple defects, but I mean, I didn't care. It was my first car. I had a vision for it, and I was like, you know what, just take my money. I bought it. I took it home that day. I was so hyped. That was the day I made an Instagram as well, and back in 2012. And then I would spend all my checks. I used to get like $200 a week at the 99-cent store because I was working back then minimum wage was like $8, $9, and I started saving all my money and then started buying parts. And
obviously a lot of modifications. What is the current vision for it? I mean, you've done so much to it, but what is it that you would want? Is it just paint and then you're good?
This car has always been more of an OEM Plus car to me. OEM Plus is basically a car that looks original, and you have a couple sort of upgrades that basically make it stand out, such as suspension, wheels, carbon accents. That to me is my preference of style for cars. My vision for it is pretty much to get it painted. It's still an original paint from 1999.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it still has dents, scratches, stuff everywhere, which is understandable. But once it's painted, it should look mint again. I do also want to upgrade the wheels from the Graham lights over to OGT 37s with some Toyo tires, and pretty much same fitment, same color. Just having a really clean DSM, basically, just to have in my garage till I get old. Give it to my kids or something. But this is the one car I want to keep forever.
You're not gonna trade in for a Corolla?
Nah, dude. Hell no. No.
Miguel, so tell us in the front, what do you got going on?
Front is all OEM. I actually ended up taking the front carbon fiber lip because the car sits super low with it, and it's honestly super hard to drive. The car sits really, really low, and I've already broken like 5 lips on this thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I only put that lip on if I go to like a special photo shoot or like a car show or something like that. Otherwise, I just drive it like this. Pretty much OEM 97 to 99 body style. Everything's original, from bumper, headlights.
Even the headlights?
Yeah, they're all original. Wow. Yeah, it's all original. The main changes are, of course, the wheels. They're raised Graham Lights 5070Rs, and they're also wrapped on Federal RSRR wheels.
And what are those specs on the wheels?
Those are 18 by 9.5 plus 35, I think, and then they're like 255 tires. Ooh. So it's a pretty aggressive fitment for a DSM. You do have to roll and pull your fenders just to make them fit. I do rub a little bit in the rear, but it's nothing excessive. But then again, I'm not in the, I'm not autocrossing the car too. It's more of a street car, so it honestly does perfect.
You're
like
okay
that.
With it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What kind of suspension are you running?
It's currently on Megan Easy Street coilovers. I've had those coilovers for like 6 years, and to some they might be considered like eBay, but they're actually really good quality. I love they ride super smooth. Back when I used to daily drive this car back in college, it would handle perfectly.
What are the future plans for the suspension?
Suspension, honestly, I love how it sits. Unless the coilovers give out over time, swap them out for something nicer. Maybe like fuel coilovers or something like that. But as far as right now, I feel like the suspension is perfect. It does have the rear sway bar. It has the DC front strut bar, DC rear strut bar, coilovers, and that's pretty much it for suspension. I feel like it sits nice, it handles well. So it's like nothing crazy, but it's enough to get you by, And
side skirts?
They're OEM 97 to 99 side skirts. These do have the Carbonetic side skirt extensions and full carbon fiber. He's a fellow friend. He's out from Tijuana, Mexico, and he does full carbon parts for the Eclipse. He's actually the only carbon fiber company that does stuff for these cars.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. He does like hoods, front bumpers, fenders, doors, extensions, rear lips, wings, hatches, everything, like legit. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's legit. So
what are the future plans for the outside? Anything major?
Just painting wheels, honestly. Keep it simple, clean, and honestly just maintain it. Try to keep it, yeah, nothing crazy. I do have another Eclipse that I daily right now. I do want to go kind of crazy on it. Like go like a wide body and do something crazy with it. But this one I just want to, it's my first car, just keep it clean, OEM plus, and something nice, because I feel like, I don't know, to me it's very aesthetic, and it's all, it really doesn't, Eclipses don't need much to like look really good, honestly.
Oh no, they're very aggressive.
Yeah, lower it, wheels, a lip kit, you're done, honestly. Yeah.
And then your brake setups?
These are actually converted over from an Evo 8. So it's the full rotors, stainless steel lines, stop tech brake pads, and the calipers, which are off an Evo 8. They were powder coated, but I do need to do it again because they're kind of faded. But
plug and play?
For the most part, yes. You do have to get some special brackets to mount them, but for the most part, they're
there, and so you're able to find them in a problem.
The rear do bolt on perfectly.
No way.
Yeah, it's just the front. They need a little bracket to make it sit, right. But yeah, a lot of people in the DSM community actually do the conversion. A lot of parts off the Evo can actually fit on this car.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the Evos have a lot of aftermarket support.
Yeah, Evos do.
Suspension, but modification for the engine.
Very true. Yeah.
Miguel, tell us, what do we got going on in the cockpit?
All right, so for the interior, it's pretty much an all original 99 black leather interior to start off. This is the most desired interior because, well, it's black leather. Yeah. People love it. It does have authentic Bride Vios 3 seats. Honestly, super comfortable for short drives only. If you're doing any long distance, they kind of suck, and they're red, so they get dirty super easily. It also comes with the Takata harnesses. It has the authentic Nardi steering wheel with a DSM horn button. It does have the AEM standalone ECU and dash, as you can see right there. Nice. I think it's the only DSM with it right now. Little fire extinguisher, because you never know with the car.
As you found out.
Yeah. It has a double din stereo, the AEM boost gauge, and AEM air fuel ratio gauge. It has the Carbonetic shift knob and the Carbonetics airbag delete, as you can see all the way over there. Nice. Yeah, so, and it also does have the auto power 4-point roll cage. And that's pretty much it, keep it clean, simple, just the essentials, and, looks nice, so I love it.
What are the future plans?
Interior-wise, nothing, dude, honestly. Maybe like some, what do you call these? Tapetes?
Floor mats?
Floor mats, yeah, my bad. It's my inner Mexican.
What, are you gonna get carbon fiber floor mats?
Nah, it's the OEM ones that say Eclipse on the side.
Are they hard to find?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I've been looking for them, but as soon as they pop out, I'll get them. Yeah. But besides that, dude, it's like pretty much that's it. Nothing crazy.
Nah. So maybe the other one you'll gut and go wide body.
Yeah, probably like super like crazy race car, but for now it's just clean OEM plus is what I like to call it. Yeah. All right.
My guy, what are we staring at?
We're actually staring at pretty much the first worldwide Mitsubishi Eclipse with a full Evo 8 all-wheel drive swap. It's a full Evo 8 motor, Evo 4 transmission, Evo 4 transfer case, custom drive shaft, custom Evo 5 axles, GSX rear end, pretty much full bolt-ons. I was just tuned last week at Road Race with Sam on E85, and it made 440 to the wheels.
Woo!
And yeah, 413 torque. So it pulls really hard. Actually pulls harder than my Evo, which pretty much makes the same power, same mods. I just feel like it's a lighter chassis.
Lighter?
Yeah, 2-door, so it's a super fun car, honestly. Yeah.
Wow. So tell us a little about your turbo setup. What kind of how much pounds are you running, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah.
And the piping, where'd you get it done? Your fuel system, what kind of setup do you have going
on? So this car right now is currently incomplete. It's currently on a stock Evo 9 turbo.
Okay.
I do plan on upgrading, probably to an FP Red, a nicer manifold. As you can see on the intercooler pipe on the hot side, we did get a custom one made. I still have to finish the cold side, which is on this side right now. So I don't have to deal with all the couplers and boost leads and stuff like that. So it's still in the works. It's currently on speed density on a 2.5-inch intake, AEM filter, Greddy blow valve. These are actually really popular in the DSM community because in the Fast and the Furious, this is the blow valve that Eclipse ran, and it sounds super nice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's currently on an O2 dump, 3-inch downpipe, FIC 1050cc injectors, AEM 340 fuel pump, AEM 7 micron fuel filter, fuel lab pressure regulator, has like the AEM flex fuel sensor and all that stuff. Like it's the whole 7 yards basically. It's like the foundation's there. I just pretty much have to keep adding modifications to basically make it go faster. Once I got it tuned, I was getting blow by on the dipstick. So as you can see, I zip tied it for now. It's just a DSM thing, but I do plan on pretty much, getting the appropriate catch can set up for all that stuff. And it's a DSM is always in the works. Like that's what I love about it. It's never truly finished. So he pretty much caught me like in between, switching stuff, switching setups. So.
Well, this is awesome, dude.
Yeah, wow. Dude. We had to fabricate the transmission mount to make that transmission fit. We had to cut the subframe, custom drive shaft. We had to like fabricate all the things in the back. Yeah.
Right. I was about to ask you, what was one of the biggest challenges when going all-wheel drive?
The fabrication. We had to get custom drive shaft mounts. We had to drill in some bolts for like the gas tank. Like it's a whole conversion. It's pretty common to see on the GSTs when they convert them to GSXs. So the Eclipse GST is basically a front-wheel drive turbo, and the GSX is the all-wheel drive turbo. This car was actually a naturally aspirated GS, which comes with a 428 like neon motor. It has like 140 horsepower. So yeah, this thing was literally like an underdog DSM. So back in the day, I used to get a lot of crap for having a non-turbo Eclipse, which is very common in the DSM community. And I was gonna sell it and just get a GSX because you could pretty much get them for the same price. But I took it upon myself to pretty much build something crazy out of the box, and well, it's been a crazy journey. And
well, you went over.
I went a little overboard. Yeah, but I mean, it's paid off. Honestly, the car gets the recognition it gets now because of everything it's gone through. It does prove that even though you do have a non-turbo Eclipse, the underdog DSM, you can still build something crazy, out of it.
What kind of intercooler are you running?
It's currently running a Punishment Racing DSM intercooler. It has the ETS intercooler piping, and yeah, CSF radiator. Really good radiator, actually. Love this thing. Keeps it cool. This is meant for the Evo. So we had to fabricate some custom mounts to basically make it fit. So
you said full bolt-ons. The actual engine, is there anything that has been built in internals?
No, stock block. It just has HKS 272 cams, and that's literally it. So it's
tranny stock?
Tranny stock, everything's stock. I am building a motor on the side, Tron pistons, Eagle rods, stuff like that. Yeah, so once it goes, I'm pretty much ready to just, make some more power with a bigger turbo. So these could be fun cars, but if you're okay with working on them, like on the weekends with the homies, like it's perfect. That's what they call them, Jack Sanqueeds, because they're always they're always in the garage. That's where you mostly see them, and you never see these on the street. And if you do, they're beat up or they're like, they're not the nicest. So when you see a clean example on the street, people are always breaking their necks. I'm always getting thumbs up in this car. I don't get that in the Evo, which is crazy. That's why I love this car. It's just, I don't know. There's something nostalgic about it too. I feel like people love it, but they wouldn't
own it themselves,
but they really love seeing
like
it. Yes, exactly. This is the type of car that's like that.
There's a few cars like that.
Yeah, this is one of them.
All right, Miguel. Well, thank you so much, man, for making the time for us. I really appreciate it. This is definitely a car that we need to see more on the road.
Definitely.
But for now, any shout outs, man?
Shout outs definitely to Lazy and Carlos, my homies. They pretty much are the ones that helped me build this car from the ground up in the garage. This thing is fully garage built, and we pretty much worked on it every weekend. So shout out to them. Shout out to all the guys over at BZ Moto and Pure All USA out here in Ontario, California. They're always helping out. And pretty much shout out to the DSM community for keeping them alive. Honestly, they're getting rare by the day. They're getting more expensive. If you could get one now, get it, because wait 10 years from now, they're not. You won't be able to find them or see them at all. So, you know. Get one. Yeah.
Well, Miguel, thank you so much, man. I can't wait for the future plans for this one.
Thank you.
For the other Eclipse.
The other Eclipse.
For the
Evo. And then more to come, other cars.
And then whatever else comes up.
Yeah.
Best of luck on the YouTube thing, man. Keep at it. You're definitely bringing quality videos.
Appreciate it, man.
And it's just a matter of seconds. You're going to blow up, man. So keep at it.
Appreciate it, man.
Keep providing that information for the car community, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you for coming out, man. Appreciate it.
The two-step. Just going to be loud. Where's the best spot to stand? Yeah, that's loud. That's loud. Take it slow. That E85, man.
I know. It's super strong.
Shit.
That's alright. For being a stock turbo, it pulls pretty good.
So how long have you had the E85 for?
A week.
So this is a new
I got to it last week, so yeah, I'm still figuring it out. I feel like it's gonna break because it makes a lot of power now. But I don't know. I'm babying it right now. That was pretty much like the third pull I did on it. Yeah, so it's a fun car though, don't get me wrong, like I love this car.
Is it boost by gear?
No, it's set to 27 PSI on a stock Evo 9 turbo.
27?
Yeah.
Man, that's why Evos make so much power, huh?
Yeah, true. Yeah, Evos can make a lot of power with like intake exhaust, boost controller, and tuning.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's super easy to make power on these cars, which is why they're so great. But yeah,
that all-wheel drive system just pulls you.
Yeah. I mean, the car is a little heavier now, but it honestly, you do feel a difference with just front-wheel drive, because this car used to be front-wheel drive with the Evo swap, and it was just torque steer everywhere. And it was just too crazy for me. So all-wheel drive kind of controlled it, kind of tamed it. But it does feel better now, in my opinion. So it just
sounds mean, dude.
It's just an open downpipe, and there's no actual exhaust hooked up. The muffler in the back is just
for looks.
It's a Bluetooth muffler. Yeah, so it's just the downpipe's down here. It's the blow valve, the graded blow valve is vents to atmosphere, so it's super loud. It's like obnoxious. So everywhere I go, everyone's like staring, and it's like on the freeway, it's like super loud.
It definitely is loud.
Yeah, so it's like, even if I don't want to, I want to keep it low key.
You can't.
No. And the car's bright. It has bright gold wheels, so this car is super obnoxious. In a good way, though. Honestly, I love it. It gets a lot of attention, and